Good afternoon, everyone, or early evening. It's the review show, take two. Yes. Good evening. I'm gonna say it's evening. It's 47. It's evening time. It's right outside to throw me off. But good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. This is part two of the review. Obviously, we done part one earlier, which was meant to be the main thing, but we had some technical difficulties. My laptop logged off halfway through the stream. Jordan didn't know how to disappear. Like it was a mess. So we got the guys back up and running again. We're here. I've got James with me. How you keeping, brother?
Ah, man, I'm buzzing. 3 points,
Yeah.
massive. How are you?
Same, exactly the same. Like performance, whatever it is, and then we talk about it. It's good to give honest reactions to it, but most important thing was 3 points in it. Like we're within touching distance. So, Canners, you was at the stadium. How was
Yeah,
it for you?
loved it, man. Obviously, apart from when they scored and we kind of like started to get a bit nervous, but other than that, it was a lovely Sunday stroll, to be honest.
Mm.
Listen, the Emirates now it's like a whole weight of expectation now. The Emirates is a different place, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's a different place now, and hopefully they can keep up the energy there for the last game.
I hear that. And as you said, well, as you say, you're there. Let's get to you first. So, before we even do the team, what was the atmosphere like there? And talk us through that the new song and how it was within the stadium.
Oh,
and
mate,
everyone singing it.
It was. I have to say, I had goosebumps. And Tony, you got to find a way, because I sent a video of it to our chat. And Tony, you got to find some way or whatever of putting that into, I don't know, an intro, or whatever, just
Intro
to give.
music, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on Twitter in a way, but I had goosebumps, man. It's like, you listen. I'm not saying it's on, cop, never walk alone levels. However, it was decent.
Yeah,
It was decent.
To be fair, at night time when you hear "Never Walk Alone," I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't like.
Yeah, of course.
I've got nothing against them, but they're Liverpool. But sometimes when you watch them in a Champions League match and you hear that, and you just think to yourself, you can't.
The hairs on your neck, man.
Yeah. Like, because again, the club might just play a fraction of the music, and then the crowd take over. You don't even hear the background music, but it's just and I'm hoping this song will have that same effect going forward.
Listen, it was decent, and the thing is as well, one thing I noticed now, that nobody wants to miss a minute of the game now. The ground was practically full before kickoff.
Really?
When you have like people streaming in, after 2-3 minutes or whatever, it's not like that. The Emirates is a different place. Big up though, special mention though to the Leeds fans. Listen, even on the way there, on the train and everything, on the tube and stuff, they were singing, and they were being all jovial and stuff. Like, even though we was all singing to them that they're going down or whatever, they didn't stop, man. So big up the Leeds supporters. They were brilliant. But our support today, man, I think we kind of like helped carry the team through. If I'm being honest, and at the start, if we can continue. If we can make that a regular thing for the start, that would be big, man. It was,
that's decent.
Levels.
So, Jay, I'm going to come to you. Team sheet came out, and I'm coming to you first because I don't know if you saw it, heard it, or predicted it, but the team sheet came out. The most noticeable thing was Cedric and Tomiyasu were both starting. I've automatically thought Cedric left back. We've seen him play left back for Arsenal before. I think he's done it for Portugal and for Southampton. He's played left back. You then put Tomiyasu left back with some eyes. So I don't know if you heard someone say he was going to play left back or you just guessed it. But I was like, I didn't come back in because I was driving. But I was like, what's James talking about? Like Cedric's going to play left back.
It was more in the warm-up drills. They were positional play. I saw it on Charles Watts' live stream because he live streams before when they're doing the warm up, reactions to the starting 11, this kind of stuff, right? And Tomiyasu was doing drills as a left back. Cedric was doing drills as a right back, right? So it was interesting to see because I was always worried, especially when we're going to play Leeds. Like their main threat, in my opinion, is Rafinha. Like in my opinion, he's levels their best player, maybe Calvin Phillips, but attacking wise, Rafinha. And I was worried that it was going to be Rafinha versus Tavares, and Tavares was not going to be able to keep up. So it was an interesting decision to see him play left back. And to be fair to him, he didn't look out of place. Genuinely, he didn't look out of place one bit. And I think, as I said, Rafinha is one of the best wingers in the league, in my opinion. So I feel like we might have found, like, I've always been jealous of Chelsea for having a player like Azpilicueta who can play left back, centre back, right back, and just drop 7 out of 10s every game. And you just don't need to blink an eye, and he's going to be like that guy.
Yeah.
And today he gave me shades of just Mr. Reliable. So yeah, it was an interesting pick by Arteta to play on there.
Yeah, definitely. And I know it's not the preview for the Tottenham game, but do you keep him there for it? Like, I believe Cedric and Tomiyasu start the next game. Like, they've got to start. But Son's the main threat. So defensively, do you move Tomiyasu back to the right and then go Cedric on the left? Or would you... I know it's not the preview. We were going to talk about it anyway. Or would you keep Tomiyasu on the left because he's done such a good job? Because Kulusevski is not a joke, but we do know Son is the main danger. So what would you do, James? Would you go Cedric left or Tomiyasu left against Tottenham?
I'd go 5 at the back, and I'd have Tommy on the right, and I'd have Tavares on the left.
Okay.
Simply because Brighton did it. Graham Potter got a result at Spurs when he literally just played defensive, and he made Spurs come at them. They're, in my opinion, the best counter-attacking team in the league. Like, if you play your game, they'll be able, like you saw it against Liverpool, where they just had a few chances in the counter-attack and the goal, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to see, it'll be a bit of a shithousery of a mix-up between Emerson Royale and Tavares, I think. It'll be a bit comical, but I mean, I'm down to see it, so I'd put him on the right to hopefully deal with Son.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that didn't answer my question. So I'm going to come to Canis. It's not the preview show for that game, but I want to know, Canis, would you stick with the 4 and go with Tomiyasu left or Tomiyasu right? Cedric left, Cedric right. Let me know.
I'd actually put Tomiyasu back on the right. I'd put Cedric though left. I would put Cedric left. I don't. As bad as he sounds, I don't really trust Tavares for this game, to be honest.
Tavares don't play for me this next game. It's definitely them two. It's just where you put them. And I think listening to James talking about Rafinha was the danger. So putting Tomiyasu on the left made sense because we know Cedric can play there. So this game, Son's the danger. So do you then adjust again?
My only thing is as well is that we need Ben White back, man. I know Holding's been good. He's been okay. To be honest, really today didn't really have much to do. But I think there's just a different level though of obviously because he's going to be up against Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
let's say that for another stream. We're gonna come back to that in a week.
Tomiyasu anyway starts for me on the right.
Cool. All right, like that. So yeah, so the starting them. Apart from that, I don't think there was anything really too major that happened. But again, this normally is the same when it's ESR or Martinelli. I think Arteta got that correct because Martinelli was flying in the first half. But yeah, out of the blocks we came. Very quick start. Nketiah grabbing the goal. Obviously, big keeper howler. But again, you've got to press the intensity to get there. Again, even getting there, not fouling the keeper, just, do you know what I mean, reading it and doing well. So 1-0, don't really talk too much about that apart from Niger, my guy Eddie. Again, he's answering my phone calls every time. So, but the second one was a good bit of football. And Nketiah was in the link up, and what we spoke about, I know we've all spoke about Lacazette saying he is important in holding the ball up and linking, but then can you make the box after? And he doesn't. We saw that from Nketiah. He linked the play, then didn't just stand around watching. He then got on his bike and found some space. And I thought it was a really good finish, falling back, to generate the power and direct it, was a very good finish. So, what's your thoughts on the goals? Second goal, James.
Yeah, I thought Nketiah was good today. It's weird how even when you were surprised when I called Lacazette out, saying I think he should be dropped from the team, that as soon as he is dropped, we're starting to perform a bit better, right? Because we have
I've called it for weeks
in the box, bro. I'm telling you, we were making the runs, we were creating the chances, we were doing the cutbacks. Nobody was there, unless it was ESR making a late run. Nobody was there. So, Eddie's been impressive. I liked how he laid it off to Xhaka and then Martinelli skinned two of them because constantly he was 2v1 on that left and he had him on toast. He was doing so well. It was probably one of, if not the best 45 minutes I've seen of Martinelli in an Arsenal shirt. He was outstanding today. So it was good build up. It was we controlled the ball. As you said, we started out electric. We were so quick, pressing, cornering them to make mistakes. Eddie did a good finish. It was difficult. He was leaning back. He could easily have leant back too far and blasted over the bar. But to be fair to him, he cushioned it past Meslier and he put it in where we needed to. So yeah, it was a really, really nice goal.
100.
Yeah. What about you? At that stage in the stadium, tell us what the at that stage in the match, how was it? What's the stadium like at 2-0? Like,
just before the goal, you could see that the team were feeding off the energy from the crowd. You could feel it. And if you watch the link, just before that goal, watch what Eddie does in the middle. He does a little kind of like drag back.
BA beats two in there, don't he? And sets it.
And at that point, you knew his confidence levels are up because he's just scored. He's holding up the ball, laying it off. He's not giving the ball away at all. His confidence levels at that point, it was sky high. And he starts that move, as you say, does that little bit in the middle, then gives it, and then boom, as a striker should think, and his first thought is, I'm in the box here. We you know what I mean? So straight away, when Martinelli does what Martinelli does, no one can stop him. If he goes with that kind of energy, when he's direct like that, no one can stop him. And the thing is, he did that, and the goal was a very well taken goal. And to be fair, had that wouldn't have happened 2 months ago, that kind of goal.
It, like James said, it would have to be an ESR or someone else making the box. And again, you build your system around what players you do have.
Yeah, but he's thinking as a striker, I want to go. I've done what I needed to do. I've protected the ball, laid it off, get my ass on that in that box. I mean, where I'm supposed to be doing my. Do you know what I mean? As a striker,
where you earn your money, isn't
it? The thing is, too often Lacazette, although he might have the want to get into the box, but he's just been too knackered, I guess, to get into the box. Because he's always dropping deep and he's probably doing that a little bit too much. But no, fair play. The crowd was rocking. The place was just like, the energy. It was brilliant. The first half, and I posted something in our group in terms of the attempts, the corners, and everything. Leeds didn't have a single shot on target or on goal. They didn't have a single shot or a corner in that first half, such as the levels that we was on top. And the thing as well is, right, the reason why as well, how and why Ayling got sent off, right, was because Martinelli was too good. And to be fair, he was taking the piss a bit.
Yeah.
But he was that good and he was doing certain things in the pitch which really and truly he had no right doing. And that's what that happened. That's what why that tackle came in. Because something I can't remember what happened just before, but they were kind of like, I think he got barged off the ball or whatever, and they singled him out, and he kind of took the piss with something, and then boom, straight after that, then you see that there was a couple of tackles what happened before, and then Ayling did that, and that's all from Martinelli taking the piss and running at them because he got under their skin, and they just went nuts. It's actually so funny actually because when you're in the in the ground, you don't have the the replays and you don't have any of that, so we have no idea what's going on with VAR, right? Because we'll It was at the other end. But you notice, right, straight away, after their manager goes back, has a look on the iPad or whatever, and he signals to one of their subs to come. Come. He said, come. This is before the ref is actually this is before the ref was running to have a look, because he knew straight away he's gone. And I said to the guy, I said, he's gone. If he's signaling for this sub to come back, tackle's nasty. But that's all because of Martinelli being so positive and doing a little bit, maybe a bit of shithousery, whatever we want to call it, but you know, having that confidence.
Yeah, and I think off the back of that, it's quite funny because for me, I think that killed the game for Arsenal in a weird way. And again, it showed me after that where we need to improve in the summer. So again, I don't want to be overly negative on this stream today, but we're going to be truthful and we're going to be honest. Again, the most important thing is 3 points. If we make top 4, I'm not looking back and saying, oh, that game against Leeds wasn't good enough, blah, blah. End of the day, all I can see is a W, 3 points, and we're out of here. But I do think that kind of maybe killed the game for us because Leeds understandably went into their shell. They've got to protect their goal difference at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? They're in the dogfight. So I think at that moment they knew we're probably not going to win this game. So actually, damage limitation. They ended up going to a 5 at the back. Rafinha played like a right wing back for the rest of that half. And they really kind of just shut up shop and said, let's just not concede anymore. And went into a low block. And like we've seen in previous games, when teams play a low block against us, we struggle to open them up. We were creating chances. We should have scored more. But we really, really struggled. And this is where I feel we need something new in areas just to be a bit more creative. And I wasn't mad at Arteta for the change. I think the change was the correct one because again, Pepe is the one you think can unlock something in that situation. Like he's got the trickery to beat 2 or 3, the bit of unpredictability. We saw it against Wolves when he came on. He done something, and it just creates something. But I was really disappointed with him today. Really disappointed.
Agree.
And a lot of the guys on the armory call for Pepe, and I'm the one that says I don't want to see him. Even after he scored against Wolves, I said actually we're taking away from what Nketiah done in that game. After that, when we had a bit of a bad run, I was saying when Nketiah's coming on, he's having more impact than Pepe. Remember, he hit the bar from a header, he hit the bar from a long shot, he hit the post. He was running hard. So I was saying actually he's showing me more than what Pepe's showing me. Pepe's obviously the bigger name. Today, what's your thoughts on Pepe? Is that now him done? We haven't seen him recently. Obviously, ESR gets on before him. Obviously, we've been making more defensive changes to see games out. This one was a perfect opportunity. 10 men, come on and do something. And again, he had more time than Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe noticeably done so much more than him in that game. Do you think that's now? I don't know how anyone can make an argument for Pepe or no excuse for Pepe no more. Like, I've been done for a long time with the guy. Like, not in a horrible way. I think there's a player there, but it's just not happening. James, give me your honest opinion on. And again, I'm not trying to be negative, but give me your honest opinion on what you saw from Pepe that game. I'm not sure if you're one who calls for Pepe a lot. I don't think you are. But as soon as anything goes wrong at Arsenal, it's like we should play Pepe, and I don't think he's the answer. What's your thoughts?
No, man. As Mourinho said, if I speak, I'm in trouble. I've been, I don't know. I've been a big critic of Pepe. I've said that we haven't been playing the way to get the best out of him, and I felt like he should be getting more game time, but the chances he's had apart from the Wolves game, he hasn't been impressing me. He's been half-assing, not really doing much. And I don't know if you saw it, Canners, but apparently assistant coach Albert was shouting at him at the end of the full-time whistle, giving him a proper dressing down, saying it wasn't good enough, your performance was under par, this kind of stuff. So, like, I don't know if that you saw that or not, but from what I saw, I felt like it was justified because he wasn't. It's not like the fact that he performs poor. It's just there was literally like no effort. I felt like, and he did perform poor, but it was the lack of trying. And I feel like this might be the last time we see him in an Arsenal shirt.
Do you know what, James? You've hit the nail on the head, man. I watched his body language when the ball was nowhere near him. he didn't want to be on that pitch, man.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there anywhere but there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can see as well when he's warming up, he can't be asked. I think he's gone. And you're right, James, man. We're sure that there is a player in there somewhere, and he's probably our most natural dribbler in the squad. But he just doesn't do enough. It's a shame. It's such a shame because there is a player. There have been we've seen little glimpses of what he actually can do. But today I was just watching him running, and I was just watching him his attitude. If that was my daughter playing on the pitch like that, I would have told her to come off the pitch.
Yeah,
seriously, that's how much. Yeah, it was. It wasn't nice. It was Aston Villa-esque. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's hard because not everyone could be the same. I don't expect Martinelli to be the same as Smith Rowe and vice versa. But what all they gave me, all three of them, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Martinelli, was energy. A desire to get in behind.
Not sure about Saka. Saka was poor today.
He wasn't his best, but he still gives you something. He's
yeah, maybe.
But
I actually thought it was a tired performance from him. To be honest,
yeah. I don't think it was the best Saka, but he's playing on the shoulder. But you saw, I mean, he on the over the top, and he wants to get in behind. Like, about 4 times.
He was poor today, but Pepe being worse than him, speaks volumes.
I think the problem is I can accept a player being poor, but application's important. You can be poor, but run your socks off and think it wasn't my day.
100%.
I was miscontrolling it. Nothing was dropping. Do you know what I mean? That's football. Like, I'm not expecting everyone to be able to play 8 out of 10. But as I said, when I'm watching Saka, there's a desire to go behind. There's a desire to get on the ball and drive and do things. Pepe is just like, he wants it in his own time. Again, I don't want to get overcritical. It is what it is. But again,
I think it's. I've been his.
Have you been defender of Pepe?
Yeah, I've been defender of him.
That's why you look flustered when I was bringing it up. You look like he's like, oh God, he's going to get at me.
Yeah, because do you know what? It's a shame, man. Because I know that there is a player there somewhere, man. And the thing is that he's let himself down badly. Do you know what I mean? I just that's what I feel. He's let himself. He's down tools. I'm not. It's not even about, you know, when they used to say, oh, John Barnes, doesn't give a damn for England, whatever. His attitude, he looks lazy and all that kind of stuff. It's not even like that. I mean, I know certain players look lazy when they play and stuff, but today you can just tell, man. I actually just thought to myself, I could feel it. Do you know what I mean? That energy, I could just feel that he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I gave up on Pepe in the Leeds game. I think in the cup it was. Because him and Martinelli got a start, and we didn't play well. But I came away from there saying, Martinelli's showing me someone who wants to play for Arsenal, and Pepe's just showing me someone who's just not really bothered. Like, that was your chance to do
something,
to grab Saka's shirt. Saka's got the right hand side. You've got to come in and show me why you deserve to play.
Yep.
And he never. Do you know what I mean? And that was like, if he can't again in 15, 20 minutes, sometimes it's difficult to come on and show me what you've got. But I've seen Nketiah do it. I see Smith Rowe do it. Smith Rowe comes off the bench and has scored a lot of goals off the bench this year. And generally had an impact. Whereas Pepe, I try not to be critical, but that Leeds game was one like, you've got 90 minutes to show me why you deserve to be starting at Arsenal. He didn't. The Wolves game brought him a bit of something back. Like, oh, there's still something there. But again, since then, I know Nigel's always like, why is Pepe not getting on? Why is Nketiah getting on first? And I'm like, I can see why Nketiah gets on first, because he's gonna work and he's gonna make an impact regardless of whether he scores or someone else scores. He's gonna have an involvement somewhere. And again, I think this is it's quite nice now because everyone can see and identify the players and the system, what Arteta wants from a player. First things first is you work hard. It's now noticeable he's not working hard. So regardless of what you're doing on the pitch, you're not working. So actually, it's noticeable why you're not playing. And I think this is what needs to be the culture of the club, isn't it? Like at Liverpool, the culture is you work hard. City, you work hard. That's the minimum expectation. And then after that, you know what I mean, your football then takes over. So
Absolutely.
I think it is time for Pepe to move on. And again, I do hope he has a good career, but I just don't think he suits our style. But
Yeah.
again, you never know. He may come and do something the last game of the season to secure his top 4. So I'm not writing him off.
Listen, right? Yeah, look, he's. I just hope that something might have dropped with him if he did have that dressing that down from Albert. The thing is that have some respect for your fellow teammates. Do you know what I'm saying? Have some respect, right? Run around like a lunatic. Do you know what I mean? Do what you have to do. If things are bouncing off your shins and you can't trap the ball, whatever, put in that work and do you know what I mean? Have some respect for your teammates, because it's like such is the competition levels of the Premier League, right? You can't, when you go a man down or you have someone not putting in less than 2, 3, 4, 5%. It shows, man. It really shows. Such as is the levels of competition. Listen, these guys had 10 men, and we had a nervy. They should have equalised at the end.
Yeah, they had a chance. So, to be fair, not calling them out again, we had a chance to go 3-1 up before.
We should have been 4-5. We should have been outside. Martinelli, to be fair, Martinelli had 2 chances, two chances, and Odegaard.
Yeah, he had a good chance.
You got to put them away.
I'm talking of the one where the keeper's gone up for the corner and we broke, and then Pepe's just tried to nutmeg Dan James.
Why are you turning into the player?
Yeah, like all you got
to
do is secure the ball.
Just side foot it into the goal.
Well, we got 4 against 2 as well. So even if you slowed the game down and allowed the others to go past you, you then just feed one of them. But he's tried to nutmeg Dan James on the halfway line, and then obviously they get the extra free. Then have a free kick a minute later, and it's heart and mouth moments, isn't it? So, but yeah, let's leave him there. Like whatever will be with him will be. But again, I think that for me just stops the narrative and people saying Arteta's got favourites and he doesn't like Pepe. Pepe's shown what to me too many times now why he doesn't play in this team, and I think if he'd done more, then actually he would get more minutes. So I think that was the one to show me why Nketiah is now getting minutes and why Pepe's not. And that 35-minute cameo from Pepe shows me why he has had limited minutes at this club.
It says a lot about a person as well. If Nketiah does leave, I got nothing but high praise for him, because what he's showing right now is absolute, respect for his teammates. Whilst I'm here, I'll do whatever it takes for us to win a game. That's what he's showing me. Even if I'm not going to sign a contract
as well. And El Nene's giving me that too.
100%. And that's the thing. I mean, if anyone should have down tools, it should have been El Nene. Throughout this season, he's hardly had a look in.
Yeah.
But you know what? I big up, man. It's like he's just someone who's been absolute 100% professional, turning up every day, putting in, training, waiting for his chance. He's had Lukonga come in before him, whoever, do you know what I mean? Everyone else but him. He was the absolute last choice, basically, that Arteta turned to. And in the end, he said, you know what? I got to play him.
Yeah. No, I agree. And fair play to the guy. And we will get into it on other shows, but for me, El Nene, I'll be keeping El Nene. I know you're going to shake your head, but we need to upgrade, and we're going to get onto the next position because, again, he has had a good season. He's been very important recent weeks, but it's not. I've called it before. That's the one position. Well, one of a few positions we need to upgrade in the actual 11. It's Granit Xhaka. And actually, you're going to get more money for Xhaka than El Nene. So for me, you need to improve. So if it's Tielemans, if it's Basuma, I think you need 2 in there. Xhaka, is he happy playing third choice? We know El Nene would play fourth choice happily. And by this time, he's on less wages and you're going to get more money for Xhaka. So if it came down to it, I would keep El Nene and remove the other one. Now let's get into their goal we conceded, because he's miskicked the ball, which is then bounced around. They've now got a corner, and I'm not sure how much you saw of it, Canners, but he is the one who lost his man for the corner.
Who's Xhaka?
Yeah, the back post.
Yeah, it was at the time when the crowd were getting kind of really peed off because we was messing about, and that corner came from us pissing about with the ball. It should have been. It shouldn't be under pressure like that with 10 men.
Yeah.
And the thing is, do you know what I was going to say? Before he did that, because I was actually thinking about putting into the group how decent Xhaka's been. And really and truly, is Tielemans an upgrade on Xhaka? Because I was asking myself this question: is Tielemans actually an upgrade?
This is where you don't get caught in emotions, because.
But then he does stuff like this, where you just say to yourself, "There's no need, man."
Yeah. And before I come to James, Jordan made a good point. So my issue with Xhaka in that kind of game, not even the goal we conceded, I can almost like the missed kick is going to happen to players at times. They're going to miss kick a ball. Obviously, switching off from a set piece, I can forgive all of that. It's during the night, I would say 40 minutes of that game where Leeds were camped in. Now Xhaka facing forward with the ball, he can pick passes, and when Martinelli was giving him the 1-2s and he was just feeding it in behind, beautiful. The problem for Xhaka is when the team's played a low block and now he's got to be almost Odegaard-esque and play with his back to goal and link things together, be aware of what's around him. He struggles. And I'm saying he hasn't played bad, but I was actually saying, let's try Smith Rowe in that. They've got 10 men, we're dominating possession. Do we put Smith Rowe in there to try and unlock things and be a bit more creative? And I think this is where the upgrade on Xhaka is needed. If he has a role at the club, his role might be almost like Park Ji-sung for United. You play against Chelsea, United, City, Liverpool. And when we play teams that are less than us, where we're going to dominate the ball, do you know, I don't actually need to see you, because I need a bit more creativity in there, or someone who's got a bit more awareness around him. So we know he can play a good role in structure, but when I need something Bernardo Silva-esque, do you know what I mean? Like, you just need that little bit extra. That's why I think he comes unstuck. And I'm not saying he had a bad game today, but what Jordan raised as well, his problem with Xhaka today was, why are you getting involved in the argument so much? We're cruising, and you're arguing with Dan James for about 5-10 minutes.
No. Did you not see what happened?
Yeah, no, but that happened. But even after that, 5 minutes later, there's a corner, and he's arguing again, and it's like,
okay,
the mentality. I don't know sure if you saw it, James, because obviously the thing happened at a throw-in, but then later on there was a corner, and he's still bickering, and it's like.
No, what happened was we was on the attack. No, sorry. I've missed the point. No, it was. I'm talking about the second half. So
yeah, no, so the something happened at a throw-in. He got hit late because Click hit him first with a free kick in the first half. Which, yeah, you argue a bit later on. Not sure you saw it, James. Him and Dan James were bickering for ages. And it's like, why are you getting involved? We're 2-0 up, comfortable. Really, you should just look at him, smile, and say, you're getting relegated, and carry on. Do you know what I mean? But it's like all that, and then all of a sudden we start losing control of the game. And I'm not saying it's all his fault, but you look at that and you think, come on, like, we don't need to be getting caught in that style of things. Because again, that could be enough to raise the rest of Leeds players up, because up to that point, the only one who actually had any desire was Rafinha. And apart from that, no one else really was given two monkeys from Leeds. And from that moment, it's like that almost spurred Leeds on. Sometimes you need a villain to get your team motivated. He almost gave Leeds the energy to kind of pick up their performance. So, and that was the point Jordan raised, was like, did you need to get caught up in the handbags for? And again, it spilled on for like 5 minutes. Then the referee called Odegaard over and said, you need to talk to him and calm him down. And that was at a corner. So the thing with Dan James happened at a throw-in. Later at a corner, the referees then spoke to Odegaard. And from there, it's like, not saying his performance dipped, but then straight from that, he miskicks the ball. He then switches off for the corner. And it's like, I'm not saying he might not have got an argument and that still might have happened, but it's like, just focus on the game. And yeah, that was our little gripe earlier. And we're not going to get into, does he need to go or does he need to stay? But for me, yeah, the corner, he did switch off. But I'm not going to argue too much because we've won the game and that's all that matters. But James, yourself, from where you were sitting, anything on that?
I can understand the Dan James issue. I had a similar thing where I'm like, well, you don't need to be involved. I was more worried about him getting carded than anything. It escalating. That's what I was worried about. I'm like, you just don't need to get a card. Maybe he bickered for too long. But then I don't think that was the causation of anything. I think your point was valid of him miskicking the ball and then losing his marker. That's fair enough. that's onus on him. I don't mind the sticking up for your teammates kind of vibe, like showing a bit of passion and stuff. But as you said, there's a limit to it. Like if you're gonna have a fight with someone. 30 seconds later, forget about it, play the game, right? But yeah, I don't know. I felt he played okay. I don't think he was too bad, and I think I like what you said about having. I wouldn't call it an upgrade. I don't agree that there's an upgrade on Xhaka. I feel like the terminology should be like a differential in profile, like is in the sense of Xhaka isn't meant to be having his back to goal kind of vibe. Like he's not that player. You've seen him. He's more of a Jorginho-esque where he goes in deep and then feeds players. And that's why I like Tielemans. Tielemans is different. He's more. I like Tielemans. Like I compare him to not like a B-Tech version of Thiago because I feel like that's a bit disrespectful to Tielemans. But he has very similar skill sets to Thiago in the sense of how he can unlock teams. So that's why I see it as a good replacement for Xhaka, getting Tielemans in, especially for these games. Because if you are on onus to unlock the team, have 70% possession, and make it happen, then that's when you need that kind of player. And if he is playing against Man United, having Xhaka in the midfield is perfectly fine because I feel like he's a bit more defensively stable compared to others like Tielemans if we did. So it's all right. I mean, we got the 3 points. I'd be more pissed off with him if we didn't get 3 points. But the fact that we got the 3 points, I'm not going to blast him too hard because you guys know how I feel about Xhaka. I feel like there is a quality midfielder in there if we play him the right way, and we have been recently. So yeah, it was a poor lapse in judgment for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But apart from that, I felt like he did his job.
Yeah.
Do you know what? So I
go on.
It's total recall now. So yeah, all that happened in the second half. Before the goal, we was on attack with Martinelli. And just as Martinelli got into the box and Xhaka was trying to burst to get into the box, Dan James tripped up Xhaka deliberately. Them two started having a go. Them two started going off. And I think we had a corner, and even the refs then had to kind of stop and have a word with them. Phillips then got involved. And there was like a few other people got involved. And it all stemmed from that. And maybe you're right. Maybe Xhaka shouldn't be kind of like
similar to Arteta against Liverpool. Do you remember we was really, really doing well against Liverpool at Anfield, and then Arteta started on Klopp, and Liverpool erupted, and we ended up getting beat. And it was almost everyone said at the time, I've seen what you've tried to do.
But
I've seen what you tried to do, but it's actually counterproductive because what
do that shit at home, not at an away ground.
And even the fans have now gone up to level 20 from 10, and the players have said, "Hold on," and they've now risen their level. And actually, it was counterproductive. Even at the time, we was all like, "Go on," I said, "Give it to Klopp." But when in hindsight, actually, Liverpool then stepped on the gas from that moment. And again, what people always say is, silence the fans. Go to them away stadiums when you're going away from home. Silence the first thing you need to do. Silence the fans, and the players have done that. And then Arteta actually raised up the Liverpool fans by arguing with Klopp. So it kind of gave me a bit of that vibe where sometimes, again, it's just the management of the game. But again, let's keep focusing on.
Speaking on management of the game, a bit of a mention to Gabriel, because I was nervous. After 16 minutes, he gets a yellow. I was nervous that he was going to get sent off in this game. Is that Mr. Fox? I was nervous that he was going to get. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, can he go 75 minutes without getting another booking? But to be fair, I think such was our domination in the first half, and then the man getting sent off and stuff. I think we got away with one there because he could have well been sent off and then be available for the North London derby.
Yeah. I was at home, and when he got the booking, I said, if we're comfortable, he was 2-0 at the stage, I think. I thought if we get a third, he'd have been my first.
Take him off.
Yeah, I would have just brought him off.
But who would have gone on?
I would have put Tavares on and just put Tomiyasu centre back. Like 3-0 up against a team with 10 men. Do you know what I mean? We were comfortable, so that would have been a change I was looking at. But I think once they equalised, scored, then you can't even make any
Well, that's the thing, and I think we missed a trick there for not being, clinical in that sense, because certain players could have got a rest. Saka could have got a rest earlier on.
Well, I was happy Saka come off. He come off about 60, so I was happy with him coming off. To be fair,
he was knackered. He was knackered, and he needed to come off. To be fair, the performance he put all in the first half. In the second half, I think he kind of waned a bit.
Yeah. But right, let's move on, because I think we've touched on everything we need to all the talking points. Again, we came out comfortable winners, really and honestly. We'll get to Arteta at the end, but let's go through some player ratings. I'll just call a name real quick, just a real quick answer. I'll start with, I'm going to start today. I'm going to start with Ramsdale, just because he didn't have much to do, couldn't really save the goal. He held on to the few things at the end, but I liked at one stage when we started to lose a bit of composure, he was bellowing at the players and going, but he was so angry when he was shouting, he dropped the ball. I'm too sure he spotted it. But yeah, he was so angry. But again, you need that sometimes. Like, we was getting complacent. So for that, I'm gonna give him a 6.5, because he did have one bad kick out where he kicked it straight to a Leeds player.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I'll give him a 6.5. So we move on to Cedric. Canners, you got Cedric.
6.
Yeah, fair enough. Next to him was Holding. James?
7.5.
Yeah, don't mind it. I'll take Gabriel. I'll give him a 7. I think that slide tackle is what annoyed me. It's just, rash. Left back, Tomiyasu. Canners?
I'll give him a 7.5. He played Rafinha very well. And for this being his second game back, he lasted very well. So this is good prep, really, for the next game, which is obviously going to be another level up. So he did well.
Definitely. We go into centre midfield. El Nene, James?
8. I thought he did really well today.
Yeah. Do you know this? We got to get rid of this El sideways stuff as well. He has got some penetrating passes. Like,
he's gotten a lot better.
A few things. Yeah, he done really well.
Who was it who nuts for our first goal, for the second goal? He threaded the ball through. Was it Xhaka? It might have been Xhaka, actually. You watched the build up. He nuts someone. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I don't know how. For me, El Nene was the better of the two centre midfielders today. So Xhaka, I'm going to give. What did you give El Nene? 8. So I'll give Xhaka a 7 now. I think El Nene was definitely the better of the two. A lot more tidy in possession. And some good penetrating passes. You can have Odegaard.
Me?
Yeah, you can have Odegaard, because I don't want to.
I'll give him 7.5. He kind of came to light, in the second half. He did well.
Yeah.
Late on,
James,
I should say.
James, you can have Saka.
7.
Yeah. Martinelli, I'll give it 8. Eddie for Canners.
Has anyone given higher than an 8? Because for me, Nketiah has to be my man in the match. So I'd say 8.5.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think anyone was outstanding and deserved like a 9 or anything, but I think Martinelli, El Nene, and Eddie were my man of the match.
I would probably push Martinelli to kind of like 8.5 and maybe Eddie a 9, but if Martinelli's at 8, then Eddie's at 8.5 for me.
Yeah, definitely. James, any pushback on that? You were going for Eddie as your man of the match?
Yeah, I felt it was close with Martinelli, but I mean, Eddie got the goal, so I have to give him man of the match.
I think the first goal for me deserves MOM, just for like, just the sheer tenacity of it, and he's not, and he's done that now. What I know, like 3 occasions I've seen. He's done it once at Southampton.
Sheffield United, I think, was it?
I can't remember, but he obviously done it against Chelsea, getting onto what's his name's back pass, and then today. So he's got form for that. That he chases stuff down. So good on him.
Definitely. Yeah, it's so hard because I do think Martinelli over the course of the game had a better game than Eddie, because I think Eddie second half couldn't really get in it. I think there's so many bodies in.
If Martinelli could finish, bloody hell.
Yeah, he's a player.
Bloody hell.
Right, let's move on to the subs. We're not going to rate Lacazette. He only come on for like 3 minutes. But one player who did get a lot of time was Pepe. I I don't know who it is to get to score him. But Candice, you can score him because you've been defending him all season. So go on.
5.
Shut up, Candice. James, score him.
-7.
Thank you, James. There's hold on. Silver Fox is saying subs all get 5. There's no way I can give ESR and Pepe the same score. So
Yeah.
ESR for me can get a 6. I think he was alright when he come on. Didn't get much time, but I think he was alright. But Pepe, nothing higher than a 3 for him from me. So, nothing higher. Arteta, I'll let you redeem yourself, Canners.
Do you know what? I would have given him like an 8. Maybe I give him. Mark him down half a point because of I don't know what was said at half time, but we didn't come out and we didn't take control of the game like we should have taken control.
Well, do you think that's because I think start of the second half we were dominant, but we just I find it hard to kind of it's difficult because yes, he's got to try and inspire them, but we dominated, and I think it's just complacency, which I'm looking at the players more than him. He made early change again like that. You might not even. We made an early change with Pepe, which I think was the right change. Someone who can unlock something. And I just feel they just in cruise control. Does that come from him? Do you reckon, or do you think that's just the players just? Because again, the goal didn't come straight away in the second half. It's not like we started the second half badly. We were probing, and again, Martinelli had a good chance. Odegaard had a good chance where they just hit it over. Odegaard hit his wide. Is that manager or is that more players who?
Yeah,
bad
I would
habits?
say it's 7.5, probably stroke 8. I'll give him okay. I'll give him an 8. I'll agree with you, Mr. Fox. I think you twisted my arm there, Gumsa.
And I always based on how we start as well. We started off fire.
No qualms with the no, I get you. No qualms with the starting 11. No qualms with how we started the game. On the front foot. I thought it might have been a tricky game where it took us a while to kind of score. But I'm just a bit. But you're right. The finishing, I guess, isn't down to the manager per se. So, and I think he took did his substitutions at the right time as well.
Yeah. Before we do go though, one thing I do want to touch on because I've been a big admirer of Rafinha. Seeing him up close and personal. And do you know what I liked about him today? He played right wing back and he done his job pretty well at right wing back. So he shows he's got a defensive tenacity, a bit like you see with Martinelli, again, Brazilian. I think Richarlison's another one who does work hard off the ball. That kind of slummy kind of Brazilian, like, you almost had it with Alexis. That real played in the favelas kind of style.
Yeah. Street football.
He's got that about him. What's your take on him? Is he someone you would look at as for me? He'd be a replacement for Pepe to rival.
Yeah. To be fair, he did well today for what he had to do. He's tenacious in that. He didn't really get much change out of Tomiyasu, but I'm not sure if anybody has really all season because Tomiyasu's that good with one-on-one situations. So, I'd definitely have him. If he's going for 20 mil, flip sake, we should go and get him because I tell you what, even if he's not better than what we've got in the first 11, I tell you what, as a squad player, I would say get 20-25 for Pepe and get this guy in. Mr. Silver Fox, man, he's listen. Both those two here. Listen, both of those two players I'd have in our squad.
Yeah. I think 100%. I wanted Everton to go down before, but now looking at Rafinha, I actually rather Leeds go down and we try and prize him out. I do feel I get why some of them don't like Richarlison a bit. He's a bit more headless, like he's a bit more. He plays on the edge, don't he?
But whereas I kind of like that. Someone who's
like it,
yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think both of them are very, very good players. Like I don't get. For me, I think the next winger we get has to come from England. Like I know people like Gakpo, and obviously there's good players out there. I wouldn't be mad if we got Jonathan David and another striker because David could do both roles, so he can get his minutes on the wing, but also through the middle.
Yeah.
But I think you get that with Rafinha and you get that with Richarlison. But I think there's something goes for getting these players from lower Premier League sides who are performing at that level in the Prem. It's like Mane was the same. His numbers wasn't great at Southampton, but he was one hell of a player. And he's gone to Liverpool and he's absolutely
He's just
torn
gone
up for
clear.
years.
Yeah.
So for me, Rafinha strikes me as that kind of player where you're delivering at this Leeds team who are struggling. Imagine what you're going to do now if we put you in a confident Arsenal team. And he's at a good age. And again, he wouldn't come in and demand to start every game. He knows he'd be rotating with Saka. So, and that takes a bit of pressure off Saka as well.
Yeah. His work ethic is there as well. It showed today.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and you'd have Joey Barton. You like a bit of a feisty one, and a man like Robbie Savage, and let's not forget David Batty.
Give me Martin Keown any
midfield.
day. Give me a Martin Keown any day, I tell you. And Nigel Nutty
and Gattuso on the
Winterburn.
bench.
Yeah, Nutty Winterburn. Give me those guys.
Definitely.
We've had a few. There was one player, right? I'm gonna go back right into the archives, right? There's one player we had, right? He wasn't with us for long, right? He was with us with the 98-99 season. He was a nasty player. He played against England actually in the 98 World Cup. Nelson Vivas.
Yeah.
This guy, he didn't talk, but he was the nastiest dude on the pitch ever. He was brilliant. You got tackled. He break. Once you got tackled from that guy, you got tackled.
Yeah, and I do miss them arts, but as long as it didn't go over the line like it did earlier with that tackle on Martinelli, that was nasty, boy.
Listen, that could have been. He went in two-footed, didn't he?
Did you see? Where was you at that time? You was obviously the other end.
I didn't see how bad it was. I didn't until I got out and saw the replays on Twitter and stuff, and it was a nasty stats up 2-footed tackle. Yeah. I mean, it was all the way at the other end for me. So it looked bad, but you just don't know. Maybe you
couldn't see the foot placement, I suppose, where you was, could you? You could see he's gone in aggressively, but you
can't really see. And then really and truly, it really shows how shit the referee is. If he's just giving him a yellow. I thought 2-footed tackles are supposed to be outlawed, right?
That scissor moment, that scissor motion, isn't it? It's like can't do it, but yeah. At the end of the day, we're over the line. Thursday evening.
Do you know what? You know what? It's not about the performance right now. Do you know what? It's all about 3 points, and that's what we've got to keep trying out. What's his name? Here we go. Here we go. Foxy's coming. We need a string. Listen, I'll give you another memory. The memory where we won, about 10 games, 1-0 in a row to win the title. It weren't pretty. Nah. We just won 1-0 all the way. Flip's sake. That's what we need now.
But that's what we've lacked for. We've lacked that for years, being able to win ugly, and that's what Arteta come out and said last week, wasn't it? He wasn't best performance by Arsenal, but West Ham's not an easy place to go, and to get 3 points winning ugly it's a skill in it. It's art, and you need that sometimes. You can't play good every game. Sometimes you need to roll your sleeves up and get a performance. So yeah,
it's showing another side to us as well.
It was showing good signs. Solo was in the building earlier saying good win today. Them guys are in the mud right now, boy. I can't wait to see you lot soon, man.
I was killing them guys, boy, on the chat.
We've been beaten by Brighton.
But not
Brighton can beat you, but not for 4. Not for 4.
Yeah, they got murdered by Brighton. That's what happened. They got murdered by Brighton, murked by Brighton.
Yeah. Boy, United, they're in a bad place, but I'm here for it.
Long way to continue. I would love it. I would love it if West Ham pipped them to push them into the Conference League.
Yeah, it could be done. But you saw it in the group chat yesterday, Canners. Amazon are probably kicking themselves right now, saying we picked the wrong club to do the documentary on, because there'll be some views that they done United this season. I'll be telling you that. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a success story with Arsenal. I know it's not what we want as Arsenal fans, but it's a step in the right direction if we can secure that top 4 place. So we've done the hard work in the last few weeks to put us in a good position. obviously I'm not saying playing for a draw, but even if you could take a draw at that game on
I take
Thursday,
a nasty 1-0, a
but
dirty
if we could
1-0,
win that, I should
where
have
they
said.
where they miss a last minute penalty.
I can't take the stress of that. I'll
I
get it.
know.
No. Just get there any way we can get it done. But as I said, the most important thing in that game is just don't lose it. Do not lose that game. And then we're still in a great position. Again, if we come out of a draw in that game, we just need one win against any of the two to
Newcastle,
secure top
Everton.
4. Yeah, we just need a win. So anything but a defeat. But I think you can't go into that game trying to play for a draw, because that is when you end up losing. So we have to go and approach it the same way we approach every game, and that's to go and win it. And I don't want to start speaking too early, because the objective top 4, but we're right on them. That blue team, we're right on their tail.
Yes.
So yeah, go and get a good performance against Tottenham, and you never know. Do you know what I mean? But most important thing, I don't even care about third. Just get 4th. That's all it is. So, Canners, are you going to any more games the rest of the season?
Last game will be Everton for me, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be a joyous occasion.
Party, and, hopefully you can go there relaxed and just knowing top 4 secured, and it's just party time.
Party time, yeah.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. So guys, as I said, that's us for today. Obviously there will be a preview show. We'll probably link up with the Paxton Road boys if they want to come and spend some time with us. It'll be interesting. And then Thursday night, the Premier League couldn't have scripted it any better, could they? They really couldn't. Like, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm even going to sleep going up to Thursday. Like, I'm a mess at the moment.
I'm just starting to think about it. I mean, shit.
Everything, because I don't know how you feel about the Premier League title. Because again, I don't think a draw made much of a difference to Tottenham in terms of a loss and a draw. Like, it still kind of leaves us in the same position.
I think really and truly. Well, even to us, it doesn't make much difference. But obviously, if they got the win, that would have been, oh my god. But yeah, a loss or a draw didn't really make any difference to us, because really and truly, we could finish it in 2 games.
Yeah. But I think for denting Liverpool's title hopes, I was happy with the draw yesterday.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah. Liverpool had one bloody job, that was to pick up 3 points where you've always been picking up 3 points, and you didn't. So good.
They get it done. Yeah.
I hope City win the league now.
Yeah, they got it. Do you know what it is? I just can't have Liverpool winning the quadruple. Like,
yeah, wouldn't it be great, right? That they just fall to pieces. They lose the league. They lose against Chelsea, and they lose against Real Madrid, and they end up with the Carabao Cup after everything. That would be beautiful.
To be fair, they've probably got the closest to a quadruple I've seen. Like, they are pushing close.
Well, you can't. No, United have got the closest.
Yeah, United got all 3 trophies. Yeah, but in terms of this point in time, they're 2-3 games from the end of the season, and they're touching distance to that Champions League final, FA Cup final. Again, they can end up with 1 trophy, but yeah,
that would be beautiful.
Yeah, I would love that.
All this talk about quadruple, and you end up with the Carabao Cup, the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that would be
good. Beautiful.
But, yeah, because I'm hoping City just see it over the line now.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, they said they done what they had to do today. I'm proud of the boys. One more, come on, 1 game. It could be done in 1 game, and what a place to do it. Like, I think just get the spirit of Henry, get the spirit of Bergkamp, let them have a little meeting with the guys, and just let Henry explain what it meant when they won the league.
Adams, Keown, Henry, Bergkamp, right? Get them all in the dressing room.
Just let Henry tell the story of we weren't allowed to celebrate when we were winning the game, and then the Tottenham fans started giving it when they equalised, and we thought, hold on a minute, you do know we win the league with this point here. And just let him give it that story, just to get that feeling of what it felt like to win that league title in that stadium, and let them boys just, get that lift. Because I'll tell you, if we get top 4 there, that place will erupt with the Arsenal fans. Like, what a way to do it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of scares me, is that there isn't characters. I don't know if there is or there isn't, but is there anyone there apart from the manager that's kind of, for example, Lee Dixon's story. His first North London derby, he was new and he was getting changed.
Yeah.
And he said that Adams and a couple of the other guys were just looking at him, staring at him.
So,
And
yeah,
he was
you
like,
don't mess this up.
he goes, what? You know, have I got my shorts on backwards? What have I done? You know, he goes, you do know what today is, right? You know how poor it is today for us, no matter what. We need to summon all of that energy and all of that passion. Obviously, you know, right to the line with it, not over the top.
Don't want to set the mark, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I tell you what, a win at that place, at the toilet, on Thursday will be brilliant.
And I'm going to go out on a limb before we go. I'm going to give it early before someone tries to nick my prediction. Well, not prediction, before someone nicks my statement. If we win on Thursday and secure top 4 football, my player of the season goes to Mohamed El Nene. And I said it here first. We was at a point where we could have lost everything, and he stepped in, and he's done wonders. So El Nene, you're going to get my vote for player of the season, because there's moments in a game, there's moments in a season, isn't there? Like where you turn back and you say we could have lost it here. That invincible season, we just got beat by Chelsea. Like we was rocking. We got knocked out of the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? That 1 week we were rocking. We gone to Liverpool and we're losing at halftime.
Yeah, it was at home. Yeah, against it. Yeah, it was 2-1 down.
We're looking round and we need a moment, and Henry pulls out the moment. And El Nene coming back into the team probably has pulled out a moment, because we were rocking like 3 defeats in a row against the teams we were losing to, going into Chelsea, United, and West Ham. Do you know what I mean? We could have been on the floor. So El Nene, boy, you could be a cult hero, mate, if we pull this off. I'm telling you. So I'm getting El Nene on my shirt and everything.
Yeah, don't worry.
El Nene and Nketiah home and away shirts. So
yes, Mo Nketiah, that'll be on my shirt.
And yeah, what a way for a send off for some of them players if we do it. So yeah, no, on that note, kind of where I'm going to bounce. Mate. But hopefully I'll see you in a week, because there'll be some streams coming up. Arsenal, please, man, you don't understand. The joy you would bring me, man. The joy. But yeah, I think these boys, they're Canners. I'm not going to sleep Wednesday, I'm telling you. I'm not going to sleep.
This is
deep.
Yeah.
But any last words from you?
Sorry?
Any last words?
Nah, man, just just 3 points. That's all it is at this point this season. 3 points.
Yeah. Definitely. Right, on that note, we out of here. People, thank you very much